Once upon a time, in the vibrant city of Lagos, a man named Chidi lived with his wife Nana. Chidi was an oil rig engineer who worked far away in the Niger Delta. His job keeps him away from home 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. Nana and Chidi had just been married for 7 months, though they've been dating for years before marriage. Chidi loved his wife deeply and trusted her completely, but lately, Chidi started feeling something was off. Whenever he called Nana during his work trip, she sounded distracted. Sometimes she didn't answer his calls and would call back later with strange excuses. This made Chidi feel uneasy, but he brushed it off, thinking she was just busy. One day, while he was home, Chidi noticed a few things that made him even more suspicious. Nana had a new friend, a man named Tunde, who seemed to visit the house often when Chidi was away. Nana always insisted that Tunde was just a neighbor helping with chores, but Chidi couldn't shake feeling that there was more to it. Another time, Chidi found a strange man's bracelet in their living room. When he asked Nana about it, she quickly said it belonged to Tunde and he had left it there by mistake. Chidi tried to believe her, but doubts began to grow in his mind. On one of his work trips, Chidi decided to install secret cameras in their house without telling Nana. He placed them in the living room, kitchen, and even in the bedroom. He felt guilty for not trusting his wife, but he needed to know the truth. The first week, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Nana went about her day as usual, and Tunde didn't appear in the cameras. Chidi began to think he was wrong to doubt her, but in the second week, things changed. Chidi watched from the camera footage as Nana dressed up nicely one afternoon and hurried out of the house. She didn't mention where she was going. Chidi's heart sank as he saw her return late at night with Tunde. They sat on the couch, talking and laughing closely. Nana rested her head on Tunde's shoulder, and Chidi felt a pang of pain. The next morning, Chidi watched the footage again and noticed something else. Nana was whispering to Tunde, and they both felt comfortable together. Tunde left before sunrise. At this point, Chidi couldn't ignore the signs anymore. Chidi didn't confront Nana right away. He needed more evidence and wanted to be sure before making any accusations. He decided to watch the camera closely to see if this behavior continued. Each day brought more questions for Chidi. He wondered how long this had been going on and what Nana really felt for him. He thought about their happy moments and tried to understand why this was happening. As he continued to watch, he noticed something even more strange. He saw Nana receive a package one day, and when she opened it, she quickly hid the content in a drawer. Chidi couldn't see what it was, but it made him more curious. What is Nana hiding and why? Chidi decided to wait until he was home to find out more. The suspense of not knowing what was happening in his house was too much for him to bear. He couldn't focus on his work, and his colleagues noticed his change in behavior. Chidi knew he had to confront Nana soon, but he also needed to gather all the pieces of the puzzle first. The tension in Chidi's heart grew each passing day. He felt like he was living a nightmare, unsure of what was real and what wasn't. He hoped that there was an explanation for everything, but he feared the worst. Chidi's return home was approaching, and he knew that the time for answers was near. The thought of confronting Nana filled him with pain, but he had to know the truth. He couldn't live in uncertainty any longer. As the day of his return drew closer, Chidi prepared himself for what was to come, bracing for the revelations that awaited him. When Chidi finally returned home, he was anxious but determined. As he stepped into the house, he tried to act normal. Nana greeted him with warm smile and hug as she always did. But Chidi felt tension between them that hadn't been there before. The next day, Chidi suggested they invite Tunde over for dinner, trying to observe their interactions more closely. Nana hesitated for a moment before agreeing. Sure, Tunde has been a good friend to us. It's a good idea. During dinner, Chidi watched Nana and Tunde carefully. They chatted and laughed, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Chidi tried to engage Tunde in conversation, asking about his work and hobbies, but his mind was focused on catching any subtle signs of something more between him and Nana. After Tunde left, Chidi decided to confront Nana indirectly. You and Tunde seem really close, he said, trying to sound casual. Nana looked at him and said, he's been very helpful while you were away. It's nice to have someone around to talk to, she explained. Chidi felt a pang of jealousy but hid it. Chidi said with a hint of accusation, I just hope there is nothing more to it. Nana's eyes widened slightly. Chidi, what are you implying? Tunde is just a friend and you know that. Chidi nodded, though he wasn't convinced. He decided to drop the subject, not wanting to push hard and risk an argument without a solid evidence. Chidi continued to watch the camera footage whenever he could, because a lot had been recorded over the past few weeks when he was away, hoping to find more clues. One morning, he saw Nana leave house again, this time without any explanation. She returned late, looking tired and oddly satisfied. This made Chidi's suspicion grew stronger. Chidi decided to ask directly about Tunde. Nana, do you have feelings for Tunde? He asked, trying to keep his voice steady and calm. Nana looked shocked. What? Of course not. Chidi, why would you even think that? Chidi felt a surge of anger and frustration. I don't know. Maybe because he seemed to be here a lot when I'm away, and you act strange around him. Nana shook her head, tears forming in her eyes. Chidi, you are being paranoid. Tunde is just a friend. I've been lonely without you gone so often, and he keeps me company. That's all. Chidi was confused. He loved Nana, but he had doubts. He chose to trust her, but he couldn't stop thinking that there was something more to the story. As days passed, Chidi tried to act normal, but he was always on edge, watching and waiting for more signs. Nana seemed to be avoiding him, often leaving the house without saying where she was going. Chidi's mind was with possibilities, but he still had no solid proof. One night, Chidi couldn't sleep. He got up and went to the living room, where he found Nana sitting quietly, lost in thought. He sat beside her and took her hand. Nana, if there's something going on, please tell me, he said softly. I just want the truth. Nana looked at him, her eyes filled with sadness. Chidi, I love you. I don't know what else to say. Chidi felt his heart ache. He wanted to believe her, but the doubt was too strong. He decided to wait a bit longer, hoping that the truth would eventually come to light. As he prepared to leave for another 2 weeks on the rig, Chidi made a decision. He would continue to monitor the cameras, but he would also try to reconnect with Nana to see if their relationship could be saved. The future seemed uncertain, and Chidi couldn't shake the feeling that something big was about to happen. As Chidi left for another 2 weeks on the oil rig, he resolved to stay calm and observant. He knew that he would eventually discover the truth one way or the other. Back at the house, Nana's routine seemed to change. Chidi noticed from the camera footage that she was spending more time at home. This only made him more suspicious, as if she was trying to cover her tracks. One evening, Chidi checked the footage and saw Tunde come to the house. This time, Tunde stayed until midnight. Chidi's heart sank as he watched Nana and Tunde sitting closely together on the couch, talking in low voices. He turned up the volume, straining to catch their conversation. "You know this can't go on forever," Tunde said, sounding very serious. "What if Chidi finds out?" "I know, Tunde, but I don't know what to do. I can't leave him. We've been together for so long, and I still care about him." Tunde took her hand. "Nana, you deserve to be happy. If that means being with me, then you should do it. But you have to decide." Chidi's heart felt heavy as he listened. He had been afraid of hearing this. He felt angry, hurt, and sad at the same time, but he decided to continue watching as he needed to know more. Nana shook her head. "It's not that simple, Tunde. What will people think? And Chidi, he doesn't deserve this. He's a good man." "I understand, but you can't live your life based on what others think. You can't keep pretending like everything is fine. It's not fair to him or to yourself." Nana wiped away her tears, her voice choked with emotion. "I know, but I don't know how to tell him. I don't want to hurt him." Chidi felt a lump in his throat. He could see the pain in Nana's face, but it didn't make the betrayal any easier to bear. He watched as Tunde pulled Nana into a gentle embrace, whispering something he couldn't hear. They stayed like that for a moment, then Tunde stood up to leave. As Tunde walked to the door, he paused and turned to Nana. "Think about what I said, Nana. We can't keep living like this." Nana nodded. "I will. Just give me some time." After Tunde left, Nana sat alone on the couch, her face buried in her hands. Chidi could see she was struggling with her emotions, but he couldn't find any sympathy for her at that moment. He felt shattered, betrayed by the woman he loved and the friend he had trusted. Chidi turned off the footage and sat in silence, trying to process what he had seen and heard. The evidence was clear, and he knew he couldn't ignore it any longer. He also realized that this was just the beginning. He needed to confront Nana and find out how long this had been going on and why. As the day passed, Chidi continued to watch the cameras, but Nana and Tunde's interaction became less frequent. It seemed as if they were being more cautious, perhaps sensing that something was wrong. Chidi decided not to confront Nana over the phone. He needed to look her in the eye to see her reaction when he told her what he knew. The days dragged on, filled with an unbearable tension, his mind constantly playing the scenes he had witnessed. He felt a deep sense of loss, as if the life he had known was slipping away from him. He also felt a growing anger, not just at Nana and Tunde, but at himself for not seeing the signs sooner. The day arrived for Chidi to go back home. He felt nervous as he prepared to face Nana. He knew the conversation would be difficult, but he was resolved to get the truth. The moment of reckoning had arrived, and Chidi was ready to confront the reality of his situation, no matter how painful it might be. And there you have it. Something even more interesting is about to happen in the next episode of this story. If you love the story and you want to find out what happened when Chidi returned to his house, then like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you will be notified when I post the second episode. Also share your thoughts about the story in the comment section. I'll be there to interact with everyone. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.